Greetings and welcome to another edition of The Fan Perspective. I am your host Nathan Lyle, here with a recap of the 2013 Eastern Conference Finals between the Miami Heat and the Indiana Pacers. The Pacers' physicality became a problem for the Heat because whenever they tried to bang back, they got the call. LeBron, Bosh, Haslam, they all got 2 fouls in the first quarter and were forced to sit. The Heat played a good interior game, and they had the advantage, but the Pacers were able to keep up due to the Heat's foul trouble. The Pacers were able to force the Heat to play their game. They dominated the paint. David West scored 18 points before he sat the last 2 minutes of the first half with 3 fouls. The only other player who had double-digit points in the first half was Roy Hibbert with 11. Another huge first-half stat was turnovers. These teams combined for 25 first-half turnovers. The Heat seemed to be taking control, but the Pacers never let up. They were able to make a run at it, and at the end of regulation, Paul George hits a 3, tying the game at 92 with 0.7 seconds left.
George fires for the tie. He's got it!
But the excitement did not end there. The Heat took a 2-point lead with 10 seconds to go, and on the ensuing possession, after the Pacers almost turned the ball over, Dwayne Wade fouled Paul George as he was shooting a 3. Paul George would go to the line, hit all 3 free throws, and the Pacers take a 1-point lead with 2.2 seconds to go.
Miami does have a timeout left. Pacers up by 1.
And then, once again, with 2.2 seconds left to go, after the Heat had called a timeout to advance the ball, LeBron James gets the inbound and drives to the hoop for a buzzer-beating layup in what was one of the biggest lapses in defense that I'd seen all game. And it stemmed from one thing: experience. That's one of the Heat's greatest advantage over the Pacers.
Battier gets it in. Here's James on the drive for the win.
It was just a bad mistake from a very young player who still has a lot to learn. Paul George and David West combined for 53 points, and the Pacers, they competed the entire way. It just wasn't enough. LeBron James led the team in every stat except steals as he finishes with 30 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, and 3 blocks.
How about the defensive effort there?
This game nearly mirrored the first one, as once again the Pacers used their size to their advantage and they dominated the paint. Roy Hibbert had a career-high 29 points, also added 10 rebounds. LeBron James once again had an MVP performance as he totaled 36 points. Wade and Bosh were the second and third leading scorers on the team, and they combined for a total of 31 points.
Final seconds of the third. Here's James with a long 3. It's good!
Every single Pacers starter had double-digit points, and they were able to come away with a tough road win.
Here comes George, got the step and stuffs one move and counts on the foul. He beat LeBron James with that quick step.
The Pacers once again dominated the paint and had double-doubles from both David West, 21 points and 10 rebounds, and Roy Hibbert, 20 points and 17 rebounds. Paul George didn't have a huge scoring day, but nearly had a double-double with 13 points and 8 assists, while George Hill had another huge scoring day with 19 points, including 3 of 3 from downtown. But the Pacers got nothing from their bench, and their defense was shit, as every Heat starter scored at least 14 points.
Backing his way on George. Goes to the left.
LeBron James led the way with 22 points. Dwayne Wade had 18 points and 8 assists. And Chris Anderson came off the bench and nearly had a double-double with 9 points and 9 rebounds. I mention him because after 3 games, he still has not missed a single field goal in this series.
Allen sets it up. Anderson.
The Pacers played with much greater intensity in this game. The Heat only shot 39% from the floor. LeBron James led the team in scoring before he fouled out in the fourth quarter. The Pacers played physical and once again dominated the paint, as Hibbert and West both had double-doubles, combining for 37 points and 28 rebounds.
Hibbert getting position.
Every single Pacers starter scored at least 12 points and grabbed at least 5 rebounds, as the Pacers managed to even out this series.
He goes to the far corner. Here's Stevenson for three. What a pass. And what a shot. I guess if there's...
Hibbert and George both came out strong, and they scored the Pacers' first 29 points as the Pacers held on to a very small lead for the majority of the first half.
You're supposed to. You got to play him 48 minutes then.
Well, what a move by George, set up by Augustine.
The third Pacers player to score a point in this game was Tyler Hansbrough, who made a free throw after Birdman was called for a flagrant and a technical for shoving him. But then the second half started and LeBron James took over. After only 11 points in the entire first half, he had 16 in the third quarter. Behind James and Haslam, the Heat were able to take a 14-point lead. That front line for the Pacers, West, George, and Hibbert, they were the only ones who lived up to their potential as they scored 66 of the team's 79 total points. They also grabbed 25 of the team's 33 rebounds.
Beautiful pass, and this time.
But they had no help, and the Pacers just could not overcome their own careless mistakes. Birdman's flagrant 1 was upgraded to a flagrant 2, and he was suspended for Game 6. And up to this point in the series, he still had not missed a single field goal, going a perfect 15 of 15 over the course of this 5-game series. The Pacers almost suffered a bigger loss as David West was fighting a respiratory infection and decided to tough it out despite a 103-degree fever. For most of the first half, it looked like the game could go either way, but in the third quarter, the Pacers managed to take over and build a 17-point lead. Mike Miller provided a spark as he came off the bench and immediately hit 2 3-pointers and was also involved in a few hustle plays and helped the Heat trim that lead down to 4, which kind of makes me wonder why the hell they haven't been playing him more often throughout this series. They probably could have finished it a lot sooner. That's just my opinion. But in the fourth quarter, the Pacers took control again, including going on a 9-0 run. Despite 27 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists from LeBron, the Pacers managed to hold on and force Game 7. Paul George led the way with 28 points. Hibbert and West both had double-doubles, combining for 35 points and 25 rebounds. And once again, the Pacers out-rebound and overall just out-muscled the Heat in the paint.
And look, George is right back. Miami gets back, and George in the face of Bosh.
Paul George was the only Pacer who did not score in double figures, as Roy Hibbert once again led the way with 18 points and 8 rebounds. And to be honest, LeBron James really didn't do anything special.
Here's Cole for the alley-oop. LeBron James.
LeBron James had a usual LeBron James game. 32 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and a block.
On the drive, the ball is put home by James.
The reason the Heat were finally able to close is because he finally got help from his supporting cast.
To split that double team.
Miller for 3, and it's put down by Anderson.
Chris Bosh nearly had a double-double and had a team-high 3 blocks. Ray Allen hit 3 of 5 from beyond the arc. But the real key to this game was Dwayne Wade finally got off his ass and did something.
This is much earlier than what we've seen. Oh, picked off by Wade. Here's Wade to the rim. Wade eluding Stevenson.
His 21 points and 9 rebounds helped the Pacers finally advance to the Eastern Conference Finals for the 3rd consecutive year, where they will face off against the San Antonio Spurs.